Ethereum news for today. There's going to be $1.5 billion worth of options expiring on June 25, and it can be a make or break moment. So, bulls and bears are literally, both of them are sitting on the edge of their seat, wanting to know what's going to happen. It's my job to fill you in on what you need to expect for June 25th. Ethereum will face its largest options expiry in 2021. $1.5 billion worth of open interest will be settled. This figure is 30% larger than March 26 expiry, which took place as Ether's price plunged 17% in 5 days and bottomed nearly $1,500. However, Ether rallied 56% after that, reaching to $20,500 within 3 weeks. So what should you be thinking of doing? If this does actually happen, then you might want to then put some buy orders in areas around about 15 to 17% price brackets under the current price right now. And that may trigger for a 3-week gain of 56%, which can be very, very handsome. So there might be some opportunities for those of you who are wanting to make an entry into Ethereum at this present moment. So these moves are completely uncorrelated to Bitcoin is another point worth noting. So it's essential to understand if a similar market structure could be underway for June 25th, futures and options expiry as well. So on March 11, Ether miners organized a show of force against EIP 1559, which would significantly reduce their revenues. EIP 1559 is an upgrade onto the Ethereum network, which said that they're going to burn tokens every time they actually make a transaction instead of giving it all to the Ethereum miners. So the miners weren't particularly happy about that. And they were doing that so that the burn tokens will then reduce congestion in the market so that the transaction per second would actually improve, and then the transaction cost will actually decrease. But the thing is, obviously in that situation, the miners will miss out. So they were really unhappy about that. Situation worsened March 22. Coinmetrics launched an Ethereum gas report stating that the highly anticipated EIP 1559 network upgrade would unlikely solve the high gas problem. Unlikely, but it is also likely that it will. So, it's just all conjectures at the moment. March 29, Visa announced plans to use Ethereum blockchain to settle transaction made in fiat. And April 15, Berlin upgrade was successfully implemented. And after Berlin launched, the average gas fee began to decline to a more manageable level. So still got hopes for EIP 1559. Bit of a background on Ethereum at the moment. Now, it's really interesting to know right now. Take notice of how June's expiry holds over 638,000 Ethereum options contracts, totaling 45% of the aggregate 3.4 billion open interest. Okay, options are divided into two segments: call buy options, which allow the buyer to acquire Ether at a fixed price on the expiry date. Generally speaking, these are used on neutral arbitrage trades or bullish strategies. Meanwhile, the put options are commonly used to hedge or protect from negative price swings. So for bulls, 2,200 is the line in the sand, and so it is for the bears as well. We're about to find out how. As displayed above, there's a disproportionate amount of call options at $2,200, boom, above all of this amount here, right? This means that Ether's price on June 25 happens to be below this level. 73% of the neutral to bullish options will be completely worthless. The 95,000 call options still in play would represent a 228 million open interest. On the other hand, most protected put options have been opened at 2,100 or lower. So this section here, right? This red bit here, those are your put options. Consequently, 74%, which is very similar to 73%, those neutral to bearish options will become worthless if the price stays above this level. Therefore, the remaining 73,700 put options would represent 177 million open interest. It seems premature to call who might be the winner of this race. Okay, the tug of war is very, very tight at the moment, but considering Ethereum's current 2,400 price, it looks like both sides are reasonably comfortable. So there may or may not be a breakout in a particular direction as of 25th of June, but it is worth watching the market, because if it does dip, then you may have an opportunity for you to buy into Ethereum. Not to mention Ethereum overall, right, is very, very bullish. Goldman Sachs plans to start trading Ethereum options and futures. Guys, think about it. If big companies like this, institutional investment is getting into Ethereum, the overall long term is very bullish. So my suggestions is that if you didn't understand all of this, if you are not quite feeling like you can make, these quick moves and you can't live your life watching the charts all day and every day, then, understand the general trend and make sure you're going for the long term. Yes, it'll be nice if you can catch the bottom. Doing that can be extremely hard and requires a lot of skill. So all you can do is look at the macro scale, zoom out from the charts, and actually understand the future trajectory of Ethereum, which at this moment is quite bullish. So if that's another strategy that you wanted to do, that's entirely fine as well. But at the same time, make sure that you take risks that you can afford to take. Otherwise, you might be caught in the middle of this volatility, which is part of the danger of cryptocurrencies and how regular people like you and I are trading at the moment. And it could be quite dangerous for our pockets. So make sure that you understand the implications of this. But you know what? On the day, I'll just be keeping an eye on the market. If it does dip and it does reduce my gains on my portfolio on Ethereum, my strategy will be then to just buy in a bit more, or even putting an order in some 10 to 15% below the Ethereum price right now and seeing what happens on the day. It may activate, it might not activate. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so that's just a quick update on Ethereum. Obviously, Ethereum is going to flip, and the long term is bullish. So if you wanted to just continue to hold and not even take notice of this news, then you know what, that will be okay as well. Thank you so much for tuning in today. These are my social pipes. Make sure you go and follow. Make sure you go like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you can get some daily updates on crypto news. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace out.